Just a tad sunburnt. Good morning. It is day 3 of this section, Monday, and I'm not at work. Last night I slept near River Road or Rover Road or whatever it was called after doing 32 kilometers, which was a pretty decent haul, but by that time my legs were just like, so on to Ducanelli, and then I think tonight I'll be staying at Possum Springs. Hello, Possum! So it started to rain, and I put my cover on my bag and put this on me, and it stopped raining. One of the best feelings on track is seeing the huts and knowing that you can top up on water, have a rest, have something to eat, dry your clothes. Perfect. Today I knew I was going to get wet, and as if it were some magical bridge, by the time I finished crossing Bibbulmun Bridge, the skies would open up to hours upon hours of rain. Alright, so it's definitely raining now. First time I've been on the Bibbulmun where it's actually rained significantly. Time to put the poncho back on. It's wet! Contemplating this puddle, and then I see this. Oh, wind! Regardless of what you bring to try and keep yourself dry, you inevitably have to make peace with the forever soaking rain. I was soaked. Knowing the rain was coming, I threw everything that needed to stay dry into a bin liner I had stored for just an occasion. I trudged along, reminding myself that this was all part of the journey. That's a huge puddle. It hasn't stopped raining for about 3 to 4 hours now. I think I'm at a major road. So 8-9 kilometers to go until the next hut. Found the only dry patch of dirt. Hi, I'm on a big road. It's freezing out here. It's freezing. Yeah, so it turns out before when I said I'm near a big road, I wasn't actually. So this road is the road that I thought I was coming near to. So I'm now 8 kilometres from the hut, which is 2 hours or so. Maybe just over 2 hours, because I'll start to slow down because I'm getting sore. Yeah, hungry. I just turned the conveyor belt off as soon as I was pushing it. I'm hoping for somewhere dry I can sit down. As you pass underneath the conveyor belt, the mining conveyor belt, there are all these signing signs telling you how good they are at rehabilitation. The Worsley Refinery conveyor belt is arguably the longest in the world at over 50 kilometres long and passes right over the Bibbulmun track. This conveyor belt is responsible for some 3,400 tonnes of bauxite being moved every hour. Unfortunately, bauxite mining and the forest have a fraught relationship that continues to this day. I would say I've crossed more bridges today, or in this section of the track, than I have any others. More little bridges. I don't think I've ever looked forward to bed more on a trail, simply because I just got so wet today. Want some warmth and to get out of these wet socks. But apart from that, it's been a great day. Good morning. It is day 4 of my section hike between Dwelling Up and Collie. Last night I stayed at Possum Springs. There's quite a few people actually, it's the most people I've ever seen at a camp. I'd say there's probably about 8 people. Really nice people. We all just sat around the campfire chatting because last night it was pretty cold after the rain. I slept really well actually. Usually I get quite a bad back on those mattresses, but bought a couple of ibuprofen before I went to bed and I was fine. Hoping to make it to Bibbulmun, which is 18 kilometres away, but then the next hut is again quite a distance. So I don't know, 18 kilometres doesn't seem like enough for the day, but I guess we'll evaluate when we get there. Cheerio. Walking through the forest after the rains filled my lungs with a freshness that was intoxicating. Today would be a great day, filled with a decadent array of wildflowers and scenery. As a biodiversity hotspot, the southwest of Western Australia slaps you across the face with how stunning nature can be. This trip is all about getting your feet wet. That night I stayed at Bibbulmun, and with the piddly phone service I had, booked a second night at the hotel in Collie. I'd be arriving a day and a half ahead of schedule. This last stretch into Collie was quite flat and easy to walk. After the typical fire diversion and stop at a hut for lunch, I encouraged myself to slow down and breathe. Despite my speed, I wasn't ready to enter civilization just yet. Standing here, it's very warm. It's almost like a heater. I spy with my little eye a hut. The last hut before Collie. Lunchtime. Every hut is an oasis after a day of hiking. Water, somewhere to sit, and bathroom facilities. 10 out of 10 would visit again. As Collie approached, I couldn't help but look back at the almost 330 kilometres of track behind me and the 670 kilometres in front. I had only walked 1/3, and yet the track had already changed me for the better. Long distance hiking teaches you to be self-sufficient and meditate on what is important in life. Not long now, only about 12 or 13 kilometres to go. By the time I started sensing Collie was near, I had already started to crave a chicken parmigiana at a pub. As I crossed the road, I knew it wasn't far to go. Diving Collie, woo! And as you can tell, incredibly sunburned. And I've made it the 135 odd kilometres, and I'm resting, and tonight I'm having a chick palm with some people that I met on the trail. Life is good. For the next day and a half, I explored Collie, knowing I'd be back soon, heading south for bailing up.